Hello and welcome to this video how you can create a custom component for your form with Flowable. This video focuses on the 3.17 functionality and later, of course, to create a custom form component. In case you are using 3.16 or below, I would recommend to upgrade Flowable, or in case that's not an option for you, we have guides to create a custom form component also with older versions of Flowable. To get started, you need to go to Flowable Design, and when you click there on the user symbol at the top right, you have two different options which you need to have available to use custom components. One is tokens to connect the Flowable CLI to your Flowable Design installation, and the other one is custom components. Let's start in custom components, and here we see that we do not have any custom components available. And therefore, we are now going to a terminal and first install the Flowable CLI before we then connect the Flowable CLI to our Flowable Design installation. Now, let's use npm install-g to install the Flowable CLI globally so that we can easily do with that command. And it takes a little bit since it's downloading that from the internet, and that package is actually in a public npm registry, and we are now able to use the Flowable CLI. We can simply type Flowable, which will give us a small guide how to use it. There are two different commands. Login is to authenticate against Flowable, and ping is to check your connection, while we then have the topic components, which we will use later on to create our component. So let's type Flowable login first. Here we are going to say skip for the first one, or at least I do that since I'm already connected to the Flowable Artifactory. In case you haven't done that yet, you should log in there first. And then I am going to select my environment. I am going for on-premise, and I'm going to enter here localhost 9002, since that is the host and port where my Flowable Design installation is available. Now we need to create a token, and that recommends us the link of the token management. So let's go to Flowable Design and click there on tokens. We can create a new access token in here. You need to give it a name. Flowable CLI works just fine. And then you can select how long it should be valid. For me, it only needs to be 1 day. You can pick a longer time frame when you would like to keep developing over the next few days, of course. I copied the token. With that, I go back to the terminal. I just paste it. And with that, I'm authenticated against Flowable Design. It now recommends that we use Flowable Components init to set up our Flowable Components project. We give it a name, so I'm just going for release 3.17. And then we can go into that direction and simply say yarn, which is going to install all the packages required. Now, at the moment of recording that video, the 3.17.0 release is not yet released. That's why I'm going to pick here the release candidate. Obviously, you can also pick then the final version. So I'm now installing that with the release candidate. It's downloading all the different packages required. And once that is done, I will actually go ahead and install one additional package. The component I want to create is a simple QR code component. So I'm going ahead and specifying that I use an external framework for that. So React QR code is the component I'm going to use to generate those QR codes, that we don't need to implement that. And with that, we set up our project. Now we have a simple project in here. There's not that much actually. Those are a few configuration files, and we now can say Flowable components that will tell us the different commands. And one of them is actually create, which allows us to create a new component. I mean, you guessed it from before, we are going to create QR codes, so it's totally fine to call that component QR code component. And then we can proceed with Flowable Components Watch. Flowable Components Watch actually is the developer mode, how you can connect your Flowable Design with the CLI to get a preview of your component which you are just building. So let's go ahead and we open our playground in here. So let's go here to workspaces, playground, then all models, and then we have the admins playground. And we see here directly on the left-hand side the QR code component. Once we click on it or drag and drop it, we see an error message that the component is not available. And that is because we are not using the developer mode right now. So we can actually toggle the developer mode, and then it will load that component from our local installation. I'm going to add an additional field. I call it your value, since that one here is also called from the value your value, where we can now bind those two fields together. When I now go to the preview, we see that when we click that button in our component, that number down here increases as well. With that, you can open an IDE of your choice, and in here you can open the project. So I prepared that already. And in here, we see also our QR code component. Right now, we have a lot of stuff in here, which is basically that simple sample component, which we have. We are going to remove most of that and actually just go ahead and place in here the QR code component, which we just installed, and import that component as well. So let's say import QR code from React QR code. And with that, we have a simple QR code component. We can go ahead and remove the shadow for that, and the background color. We don't need that, but we would like to stick to the padding. And then let's go back to our browser to see how that looks. So we have here our simple QR code component. With that, we already built out basically a nice component, which allows us to simply generate a QR code in here. Next, we want to customize maybe a little bit more than just the value, which is actually, and I shouldn't click around too much, which is actually coming here from the value. We might want to specify additional fields. Therefore, let's go back here inside our custom component. When we click on release 317, we have our QR code component, and here we can add custom properties. And I'm going to add two. One is the foreground color, and that is from the type color. So you have different types here available. And the other one is the background color, and that as well is from the type color. And we could specify additional information in here, but I'm going to skip that. And then we can go ahead and save that. Now, next we need to bind those parameters, which are actually already available here in our component. So we can simply look at that component. Right now, my development mode is disabled, so I'm not going to see that. But we have here a foreground color where we can pick a color. So let's say that is, for example, white. And we are going to pick a background color. And here I'm simply going to pick a blue. And with that, we have already some colors. Now let's enable the developer mode. We see those colors are not automatically applied. So we still need to bind those colors to our QR code component, which we are using at the end. And therefore, we can go back to our terminal. I will just stop my Flowable components watch. And when we look at the Flowable components, we have a handy command, which is called Flowable components types. We can select that we would like to have them for the QR code component. And then we start the Flowable components watch again. And yeah, that one reconnects now. And when we go now to our project, we see that here in that type, I probably did do a typo inside my component configuration. So let's double check that one. Since we have the typings in here, yes, I did do. So here the background color should be without a space. So probably I now need to change that in here, or set that again in here inside my custom component. So let's double check that. So that is still my blue. And with that, we are fine. Okay. And I just change that now manually here. We could also execute the types again. And now we can use those extra settings actually in here. So we have extra settings here coming back from use custom component. And we can now go ahead and say in here that we would like to set a background color. That's extra settings dot background color. Or in case it doesn't exist, we just use white. Or we can say the foreground color as well, which is extra settings dot foreground color. And in case that doesn't exist, we are going to use black. Let's add some returns in here actually, that it is nice to read that. And with that, we are already done with the customization in here. So let's go back in here. We turn on the developer mode. You do not see the different color in here, but as soon as you go to the preview, you see basically how that parameters are all applied. So we now see here that our QR code has a white background, actually a blue background and a white foreground. And we can simply scan that QR code in case our QR code reader is still capable of that. Now we have custom properties. We build out our component. The only thing which is missing is we need to make that available. And therefore, we can simply go ahead and upload it and then later on install it. Therefore, we need to go back to our terminal. We can end the component swatch. Just press Ctrl+C there. And then when you look at Flowable Components, there's a Flowable Components upload. That upload is actually going ahead and changing the status inside custom components, where we currently have the draft status, changing that status to uploaded. So once I refresh now here, we see that is uploaded, and it tells us we can install that library also to our Flowable installation. And once we press now install, that Flowable library is available to all the different forms and pages for the different users inside your Flowable Design installation, and you can even publish that to Flowable Work. I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.